What's up, guys? Never done a live stream before, so if you guys can see this, oh shit, I'm getting an echo. There we go. Yeah, if you guys can see this, please let me know. Hi! Yay, does that mean it's working? Yes. Fabulous. I see I've already dropped from 10 viewers down to 8, so that's a great start. 7-6. Shit. I wonder if that's accurate. 5. My viewership has just cut in half. Amazing. Oh, going back up again. All right, well, it's 1 o'clock. I'm gonna get started. Thank you guys for coming. This was one of the Kickstarter perks for donators who gave $100 or more to make Use Me happen. I also invited my bees into a chat to pat it up a bit because I have no idea how many Kickstarter donors are even gonna be here. But hey, I have something. Shit, I left it in the other room. I just got my Blu-ray of Use Me today, so it's pretty exciting. And I wanted to do this little Q&A for you guys. I don't know what you guys want to ask me, but I have a feeling that there might be some spoiler questions. So if you haven't seen the movie, I think this whole live stream is a bit of a spoiler alert just in case. I don't want to give too much away. So I don't know. That's your warning. Does anyone have any questions? Does the Cassie character really exist? Cassie, my frenemy, her real name is Jasmine Yoder, and she is an actress. She is not in the femdom world at all. We casted her through, I believe she shared a agent manager, I always get this mixed up, with Julian. So that's how Julian found her. And we watched through a few different audition tapes when we were casting Cassie. And she was just stood out by far. She's fucking awesome. I really like her. I'll tell you guys a fun Cassie story. So let me think. This is in the trailer, so this isn't going to give anything away. The first time I met Jaslyn, aka Cassie, was when we shot our makeout scene. And that was actually the first time she's ever made out with a girl. So that's kind of a fun little tidbit. So yeah, that was a fun first day for her. Not only did she make out with the girl for the first time, but she got a little roughed up by one too. So, yep, there is no Princess Cassie. She's fictional. So I'm curious if the theme of the movie, as far as blurring the lines of fantasy and reality, was intentionally a metaphor for how femdom world also blurs the line. 100%, absolutely. When Julia and I first got started on this project, many of you know that it was intended to be a pure documentary. He actually contacted me and wanted me to do like a one-off episode of a docuseries for entrepreneurs, and he found me online, and he thought I'd be an interesting subject. And then he followed me around some more with the camera, and he thought like, oh wow, I think there's like something bigger here, like a full-length documentary's worth of material. And then he realized I was like not a very interesting subject for a documentary, because I am a fairly boring person. My life is very content. I'm pretty happy, and that's not very interesting for a 90-minute topic. So that's where the fictional storyline came in. And Julian, when he was learning more about what I do, he just noticed that there is a lot of blurring with fantasy and reality and what I do and what is real and what isn't. So yeah, absolutely. That was metaphor. It's all very meta. Did you make the kiss scene with Cassie in one take? I don't remember. We did it in one day, one afternoon. I know that much, but I don't know if it was just one take. Probably not, knowing Julian, like he would have wanted to take a few different takes. Have I started on a new movie yet? No. I do not care to be a mainstream actress. I don't. I'm not like opposed to it. Like if someone wants to present me with an opportunity, like I'm open, but I'm not gonna go to LA and like try and make it. Like I love my job, and I don't know. I know this is gonna sound like crazy coming from someone who's sold her shit before, but I think Hollywood is kind of gross. I just do. So there you go. Did Julian write the screenplay? Yep. He's writer and director, and that man is such a workhorse. Like, he really put his blood, sweat, and tears into this movie. Was obsessed with it. Because you have to be. To pull off a fucking indie movie, it is so much work. And to be director and writer and actor, like, he would just, would eat, sleep, and breathe this. And the script took a lot of transformations. Like when he first wrote the script, it looks so different than what it is today. It just went through so many treatments and so many evolutions, and so cool. Anyways, yeah, Julian absolutely wrote it. He's a fucking talented guy. Love him. Did Julian try to seduce you in real life? None of your business. Is the movie generating a profit? I have no fucking clue. I'm not going to get any money from it. That much I know. This was not a money-making endeavor for me. No, I kid. I don't mean to sound bitter. I fucking loved this whole process. It was so fun. But no, making movies is expensive. And so first thing we got to do is pay back our investors, and we'll do that if we're lucky, really. Our producer, Jonathan Green, was the one that really bankrolled it, and I think he'd be stoked just to break even. So, yeah, I'm pretty far down the totem pole of people that get paid for this, so I haven't really asked how much it's making or anything like that. Julian told me that we'll get a good idea in April of how much it's made, but I'm not going to see any of that. Thankfully, I have another job, so I think I'll be all right. I have a feeling that you changed the scenario a lot of time, even in the end. If you're talking about, yeah, did the movie change? Totally. Like, the script changed a lot, and not only that, but as we were filming it, like we would film different versions of a scene and different like alternative endings and this and that. I was actually just telling my roommate Kevin last night about, we had this one scene where this is in the movie, so it's not spoiling anything. But we had this one scene where Joe like smashes my foot with a brick, and it was kind of this alternative way the story was going to go, because as you guys know, my feet are pretty big money makers. So that was really going to kind of raise the stakes because he destroyed one of my assets. And we had this woman come in. She was like a special effects person. And she came in for one job, which was to make my foot look like it was getting crushed and bleeding as Joe was like smashing it. So she like put this little hose like through my pants and into my sock. And as he was smashing it, she kind of just like pumped this blood. I thought it was such a trip because like she came in for that day for that single purpose. And at the end of the day, I remember when we looked back on the footage and I was thinking, I don't know, it still looks kind of fake. Like the blood looks real, but something about the brick just didn't really hit right. But then I was thinking, well, maybe I'm only thinking it looks fake because I was in it and I kind of saw, how the hot dog was made. But sure enough, our editor, Ash Watson, viewed it afterwards and he said, no, it looks too fake and phony. So we didn't end up using that. So yeah, lots of little stories like that, little things we shot that never got put into the final movie. I remember Julian told me one time that when it comes to like movies, like pure, like not documentary movies, it's like 10-1, like what you shoot compared to what actually gets in the final cut. And with documentaries, it's like 100-1. And I absolutely believe that. We shot so much stuff, an unbelievable amount. All right, next question. Do you mind telling at which point in the story the documentary turns into a fantasy, such as was it before or after the 30K club night? There is no point in which the movie turns into fiction. It's a complete blend from beginning to end. And that's all I'm going to say about that. What is the most satisfying aspect of the movie making process for you? The awards, the wrap party, etc. Yeah. Winning awards is cool. I fucking love winning awards. I'm not gonna lie. I know it sounds shallow, but I love it. And we did 3 film festivals. So we premiered, our world premiere was in the Brooklyn Film Festival. Our world premiere was in Brooklyn Film Festival. Our international premiere was in Sydney, Australia. And then we had I guess you'd say West Coast premiere in Portland, Oregon. And Sydney was my favorite festival. Oh my God. It was so fucking cool. We sold out right away, and so they moved us into a bigger theater. And there's like 200 people there. And I learned that with audiences, there's like a tipping point. So I've screened it with smaller audiences before, obviously with like 60 or 70 people. And usually those crowds, people are just really quiet, they're just watching a movie, right? But there's like a tipping point where you get like maybe more than like 150 and people like really get into it. So this crowd was like gasping and laughing. And at the very end, that little like twist ending at the end, Julie and I are sitting in the back, and I'm not joking, like all these heads just like went like, oh, like turned around and just like gasped. And that was fucking awesome. That was the best feeling in the world. And then we won the Indie Spirit Award, which is so cool because that was the only award they were actually giving out to the features. And so I fucking love that trophy. I was like cradling it like a baby until Julian told me that I could keep it in my house. So it's in my dining room now. I fucking love it. So yeah, I think the Sydney Festival was definitely by far like the most satisfying. Yeah. All right, next question. Do people recognize you on the street more now that you're in a movie, or is it about the same? I'd say it's about the same. I don't get recognized that often. I'm not that famous. But it's kind of funny because I think it's possible that I'm recognized a little more than I realized, because I'm not exactly the type of public figure that people necessarily want to walk up to and admit that they know who I am. But the times that I have been recognized, like 99% of the time, the guy, it's usually a guy, will email me like the next day. He won't come up to me like in person. He'll like email me. Like I got an email one time from someone that said that they saw me on a flight from Honduras to Houston. And I said, okay, yeah, you definitely saw me. It's real specific. It'd be weird if you just guessed that. I bet Julian's porn clip makes more than his movie. Oh yeah, it will. Definitely. Is Julian really addicted to filming every aspect of his life? I don't know. I don't really like to answer specific, like, was this part real, was it not? I kind of like to just keep it open-ended and let you guys figure that out for yourself. Oh, but I will say that was my dad. Yes, that really was my dad in the movie. Is the nightclub, is it real? Come on, guys. Is the nightclub a real place? Did you mean the fetish party? If so, that was, yeah, we put together a party sponsored by Clips for Sale during ABN time. So that's where that was shot. Is there a version of the scenario where you were the real villain, or was I the real villain? I don't know. There was a lot of different endings. I can't really remember them all. Probably. I'll say that. If not, is your dad cool with your job, like in the movie? Yep, that is my dad in the movie. All his interviews was just not scripted at all. He thinks he's the star of the movie. He's such a ham. Your party life looks incredible. Is it exaggerated for the movie or toned down? Let's see. No, I think it could have been toned up, to be honest. But, you know, we weren't trying to shoot a porno. After seeing all your chickens, I'm curious if eggs are a huge part of your diet. Yes, they are. I actually, wow, this is going to get real boring, guys. But lately I've been going between keto and slow carb diet. And both of those are very meat and egg heavy. So yeah, I eat a lot of eggs for sure. Show it at an all-black theater if you want audience participation. What's an all-black theater? I don't know what that is. Is the role of Julian being an addict a metaphor of a sub being addicted to femdom, bindom worlds? Absolutely. Very good. Ooh, the women wrestling. Yes, that was Cheyenne Jewel and, oh, fuck, I forget the other woman's name. Oh, I feel bad. I don't really know her that well. I'm kind of familiar with her. But those girls are like, yeah, they're in the industry. They really do like, not only like do erotic wrestling, but they are like, they know how to wrestle. Like they're totally like badass jujitsu chicks. What was your family's reaction to viewing your sex scene with Julian? Thanks, Frank. So if you guys listen to my podcast, Standard Deviation, I did a conversation with Julian a couple months ago, I think just before we did our world premiere. And I was asking him about like how, if he was like saying anything to his parents about our sex scene, like warning them in any way, because I was really nervous about it. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that sounds weird to any of you. Like, everyone I tell that to is like, why would that be weird if they already know what you do for a living? And I guess I get it. Yeah, it's like, I'm not worried about the other shit, but they've known what I do for a living, like, since I started. Like, I couldn't really keep a secret for very long. But I don't know. I mean, obviously it's like intrinsically weird to watch a sex scene with you in it with your parents. So I ended up like just giving them a heads up because I figure like they deserve that, and they deserve the option to maybe close their eyes, you know, if they want to. But they couldn't possibly have cared less. Like, I told them both, and like, hey guys, there's this, so, you know, there's a sex scene in the movie, so if you don't want to watch it, like, close your eyes at this part. And they were just like, oh, whatever. I think my mom didn't even text me back. So they didn't give a shit. And not that I thought they were gonna like disown me or anything like that. It's just weird. It's awkward. Is Julian submissive in real life? Julian's a little fucking bitch. It's a bitch. A total pussy. Do you think you could act in a movie where you aren't playing yourself, and would you be interested in that? I don't know. There's been like really good feedback about this movie saying that I'm a good actress, but I have like total like imposter syndrome about that. I mean, I think I pulled it off in the movie well, but I didn't find it hard to play myself. Our producer Jonathan Green, when we first got started on this, was a bit worried because I wasn't like a trained actress or anything like that, and so I was talking to him about it, and he was suggesting that I take acting classes and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm just playing myself. Like, how hard can that be? And he said that a lot of times that's like the hardest role you could play. I don't know what he was talking about. It was fucking easy. So yeah, I don't know how I would do playing another character. And I mentioned before that I'm not gonna actively pursue acting. If an opportunity presents itself, if someone's like, hey, I got this project I'd like you to be in, I'm open to that, but I'm not gonna go out and start doing auditions and anything like that. Yeah, spoilers, guys. If you're just joining the chat, like, people might be asking spoiler questions. So if you haven't seen it, maybe just hold off. I'm gonna post this live stream when it's done, so you can like watch it afterwards. So I tried to arrange this after the release to give people some time to actually see it and get to ask, you know, some more thoughtful questions. But yeah, just a heads up, there might be spoilers. So Hendrix asks, so the ex-girlfriend saying in the end to Julian to live his life and stop time to time to film is like you saying to your sub to make break time to live his life. Okay, I see what you're asking. Yeah, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. I never really thought about it that way. I think the idea was more that the parallels between Julian's addiction and just the addiction that sometimes subs have to femdom and findom. You know, every guy has their thing. not really movie related, but did you pursue your degree in psychology to better understand the male mind or findom, or psychology has always fascinated you and you wanted to pursue it anyways? Yeah, I just like psychology. When I tell people I have a degree in psychology, they're usually like, "Oh, that's so perfect for what you do. That's it must have really helped." And it didn't. Like, I can't think of a single thing that I learned in college that I use in my job. So, but I like the topic. I find psychology really interesting, and so that's why I did it. You could totally act in a movie where you're not playing yourself, no doubt about it. Hey, thanks. Flatter me. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, hey, there's another star from the movie here, you guys. You recognize her? I have a funny story about this fucking cat, Hypatia. I looked at that. Hey, hi. So, if you guys remember, there's like that scene where I'm really mad at Julian, right? And I storm off when we're doing this sit-down interview. And then you see my cat just like... So that day, this is another like story about how much we shot and what actually got cut. That day, we shot these scenes where I was fucking so livid at Julian. Like, I was screaming at him. And I honestly think that was some of my best acting ever. Like, I was really into it. And it was kind of like a really good time to shoot because I was kind of going through like some personal problems. And so like I was really able to kind of tap into that anger. And man, I just remember we just shot these amazing scenes. And even Julian was like, wow. And then at the end of the day, what gets cut? My fucking cat. I got upstaged by my cat. All right, what's your favorite review so far? My favorite review. There's been so many good ones. I am so like, I'm so overwhelmed that like almost every review's been positive. I think I've only read one bad review of the movie. That's so fucking cool. Because like, I mean, I wouldn't say I was a bit nervous about how people would respond to it because I genuinely liked it and that was all that mattered to me. But I was like, I don't know, I just expected more negative feedback. Like, because like this scene is like, people are really critical when something like this comes out. You know, people in the fetish industry, like they're really like, they can be real nitpickers about anything that comes out. Like that show Bonding. Like I loved it. I thought it was beautifully shot. I thought it was fun. And God, so many people just hated on it. So I really expected there to be more hate for this movie. Granted, it only came out a few days ago. So I'm sure something's coming. Can't please everyone. But so much positivity so far. So that's fucking cool. Oh, thanks for blessing me, guys. Is Julian jealous that you're getting all the attention, even though he's the star character? Yeah, Julian is so upset. He was like, the other day I was talking to him and he started like breaking down and crying and telling me how he wishes he could be as beautiful and successful as I am. So I hope he gets over that. Do you know if Julian watched the live? Like, is he watching this? I don't think he's watching this. I think he's at work right now. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, guys. Today I'm having a Friendsgiving, and Mike, who's here in the chat, sent me a turducken, which I just put in the oven about an hour and a half ago. I hope I pull it off. I've never cooked anything that big before. And I got a couple pies, and I got 2 beautiful bouquets of flowers from my adoring fans. So I'm pretty happy. I'm excited. I'm gonna have some friends over, gonna have some mulled wine and some turducken, some seafood stuff, jambalaya turducken. Whoa. Whoa. Good luck with your turducken. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. Let's see. What else could I talk about? How the ratings have been perfect on Amazon. 33 right now. Perfect 5-star ratings. How fucking cool is that? I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the day that some fucking contrarian dickwad ruins that perfect 5 stars. Why don't you see the face of Monique in the movie? Because she didn't want to be in it. You know, she at the time was kind of not really active in the industry, and you know, when we interviewed her, she didn't really know, where it was going. No one really did, actually. And I can't blame her. It's very nerve-wracking when you work in the sex industry to have an outsider with a camera come in and want to depict you, because you don't know what they're going to do. That was my fear with Julian at first. We really had to kind of build that trust and rapport, because people want to make us out to look like victims or psychopaths, and so if you have the camera, the control's in your hands. So I think she just was playing it safe, and I can't blame her. Amazon is taking forever. It's a conspiracy. Yeah, I just got my Blu-ray either today or yesterday. I don't know. I haven't checked my box in a while, but I checked it today and I got it. I fucking pay for my own Blu-ray. The fuck is that? I'm just kidding. I didn't really pay for it. But you can watch it on Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, it's on that if you didn't know. What's Julian's next project? So, Julian and wait, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I better keep it safe. I'll say I think I can say this much, which is Julian and Joe, the guy who played Luke, are working on a project together that is related to using. So look out for that. Do I still have a relationship with Julian, and is it sexual? None of your business. You seem pretty chill and even keeled. Is this your normal? Actually pretty hungover. I had a bunch of wine yesterday because my friend came over, flew in from Ohio, and yeah, I drank a bunch of wine, and I woke up with a purple tongue. So this is hangover, Ceara. Do you think Astro should just buzz? Do I think Astro should be a bee? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I think I need to put some fucking bee wings on that bitch. Do a reality show for Bravo, Real Doms of Porns. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever do reality TV. Is that even popular anymore? I feel like more reality TV has had its heyday. Not movie related, but talk a little about your Burning Man experience this year at the Dome. the Orgy Dome. Yeah, I camped with the Orgy Dome at Burning Man this last year. Which, you know, my dad, before I went to Burning Man, was like, he was like, it was Burning Man. You guys just like just a bunch of hippies like fucking in the desert. And I'm like, no. And he was like, well, what's your camp? And I'm like, Orgy Dome. So the Orgy Dome, I'll tell you a little bit about that. It's, you know, kind of what it sounds like. It's a big dome where people go in to fuck. But there's a lot of really strict rules. It's actually really cool. So like if you go in, first of all, there's someone at the front checking your ID, making sure you're not too drunk, making sure there's no just kind of like weird vibes. Like, you know, sometimes you'll see guys like kind of pressuring their girlfriends and you can kind of see it in their face. Like they don't really want to go in. You have to have a partner. And when you go in, the dome was divided into 2 areas. So there was like the just us and open to more. So if you're in the just us, like there's people around you banging, but like no one's supposed to bother you. And then if you go into the open to more, well, that is where you are open to more. But we do like consent talks and that sort of thing. So you can't just like grab people. You can't just stare at them. You can't be creepy. You got to use your words and ask for what you want and get an enthusiastic yes. And there are monitors, concierges, as they call them, that walk around with condoms and lube and wipes and all that. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just a safe space for people to explore their sexuality. And yeah, it's awesome. I didn't have sex in it though, because honestly, I couldn't get over the smell. Like you guys know when you're having sex and you get that like strong like pheromone smell in the room. Yeah. Now imagine like 50 people fucking in a tent in the desert. It's air conditioned. It stays cool, but it's pungent. All right. Enough about that. How much difficult was the fact to make a film on a lot of years? How difficult was it? Like, are you asking, was it hard that it took so long? Yeah, it takes a long time to make a movie, especially an indie movie. You don't have a Hollywood budget. It takes a while. And I did not mind. I got so used to waiting. I learned that whenever I asked Julian, like, hey, when is this happening? Whatever he said, I had to tack on like 6 more months to that. You know, it was everything always happened later than we'd anticipate. So I got very used to waiting. I got very patient. And I didn't mind because honestly, I loved the entire process. Like, it was so fun. I loved working with Julian. I loved shooting this film. And so, like, whatever. Like, let it take fucking 10, 20 years. You know, like, no, I'm glad it didn't take that long. But no, I didn't mind the time it took to make this film. It was annoying constantly being asked, when is it going to come out? When is it going to come out? When is it going to come out? And like not having an answer for a long time. And then when it was finally like we did our Brooklyn premiere, then it was like, well, when can I see it? You know, just constant questions. So I'm so happy that like it's out, so people stop fucking asking me when it's coming out. But I didn't mind the length of time that it took to do it because the whole process was fucking rad. Can we watch you cook your turducken? I mean, you're technically watching it right now. It's in the oven. So it's cooking. I think I have to leave it in there for like 4 hours, and then at the 4th hour, I take the tinfoil off. I don't know. My friend is here, and she has been helping me, so I'll ask her. Do you think your years of experience in front of a camera help your acting in the film? Yeah, probably. Makes sense, right? I'm pretty comfortable in front of the camera. So, yeah, why not? Like I said earlier, you seem really down to earth. and live somewhat minimalistically, blowing money on experiences, at least in the movie. Is that how you generally live? Yeah, pretty much. I think you hit the nail on the head. I like to spend my money on experiences and not things. I know it sounds kind of corny, but you know, if you guys follow me, you know that I like to travel. You know, I have a house and I like to spend money on making my house like a home. So as far as things go, like, I guess I do that. But yeah, when you're as spoiled as I am, like, I don't know, things just become like a hassle. I think of them as things I have to just take care of. Amazon boxes I have to break down. Fucking champagne problems. Seriously. This is fun, guys. 40 minutes in. I got 20 minutes left. Is there a domination thing going on at the Orgy Dome? Would a sub feel okay being there? Yeah, you know, it's as long as everyone is consenting, giving their enthusiastic consent into what is going on, then it's pretty open, you know. If you're into kinky stuff, if you're gay, if you're straight, whatever. It's Rain Man, it's all welcoming. Did you participate a lot in the scenario? And is there things where you not agree with Julian and finally have you got the final word? So Julian kept me informed of everything, every step of the way. Every time he wrote a new script, he sent it to me to read. Every time he, you know, cut a rough cut of, you know, a scene or a film, he showed it to me. So that really helped with, you know, building trust, you know, like I said before, about being nervous about how someone is going to depict you. That nervousness went away really quickly because he just was very transparent about everything. So, yeah, there was no like, he didn't like try to sneak one past me or anything like that. There was just a lot of trust and a lot of transparency. It would be cool if Fairy joined the hive. Yeah. The only hesitation I have about that is I really like Fairy's user picture. I don't want her to change it to a B. I don't know. I don't know if she would be active in the hive. She's a bit of a lone wolf. I don't know how like chatty she would be. But what do you think, Fairy? Do you want to be in the hive? Is there anyone in here from Kickstarter, by the way? Or is it just my bees? And because if there is, they're probably like, what the fuck is she talking about? Raising bees? Where are you? Okay, all right. Sorry, is there anyone that's like from the Kickstarter that isn't like a sub of mine? That's a better question. Where are you looking forward to traveling in 2020? Asking for a friend. Well, I'm going to Australia. Going to Australia in December, the month of December. And then I might be going to Australia again in February because guess what? They are releasing it in Australia in February, and I've been told that there might even be some theatrical releases there that they want me to come down a bit for. And, you know, I think my favorite thing in the world is to watch my movie with an Australian audience. So I think I might have to do that. It's a lot of going to Australia. I'm not complaining. I have such an Achilles heel for Australian men. Anyways, where else? I don't have any solid plans. I've wanted to go to Israel and Jordan and Egypt, do that. I don't know if that'll be next year, but we'll see. I don't really plan these things that far ahead. Iceland, yes, that's right. Mike is going to fund my trip to Iceland. I definitely want to go to Iceland. Oh my God, Fairy, the hive loves you. So cute. Ooh, it's hot in here. Turned up the heat and now I'm just like sweating. Do like little armpit fetish. Yeah. This is the stuff you guys came in for, right? Let's see, what else can I talk about? Any Doms coming over for dinner? Yes. Fucking Aunt bitch is coming over. Astro Domina. Gonna see her. Who else? Who else? I think that might be it, actually. Snow is, I think she did some family stuff for the holidays. And then I feel like I'm forgetting someone. I feel like someone else is coming, but maybe not. Yeah, just Aunt bitch. Being part of your hide and everything else lately has made me need and want to fall under further in your control. Well, good, my plan's working. What else? What else? Do you ever leave a strip club with money, or do you spend it all on tips and stuff? I have a stripper that I really like named Brody, and whenever I go to Stripperoki, which is what it sounds like, it's where patrons sing and the dancers dance. Really fun thing they do. Whenever I see her, I say, Brody, can I give you money? And she's like, yeah, I'm a stripper. But I always ask for some reason. It's like this little thing we have. So every time I see her, I'm like, Brody, can I give you money? She's like, yes. It's like, hand her money. I try not to leave a strip club with any money. It has happened before. Usually if I've had too much to drink, I'll wake up the next day with just like my bra is all like stuffed with all the money I forgot to give to the strippers. I'm a good tipper though. I'm not stingy, but sometimes there is stuff left over. Yeah, not movie related, but for sure being in the hive definitely encourages submissiveness. Good. When will the FinDom class video be available? Great question. So as some of you probably know, I did a financial domination workshop. I put that in quotations because it's like, it's not quite the right word for it. Like that's what, okay, let me start over. So it was the Sydney Film Festival asked me to do it. And I just thought it was so weird because if you look at the other workshops, it was stuff like how to write a screenplay, like how to direct, how to shoot on a budget. And then there was me, like how to be a financial dominatrix. It's absurd. But the Sydney Underground Film Festival is kind of this like quirky, underground film festival. So I thought it would just be kind of this cool, unique thing. But when they asked me to do it, I was a little put off. Not put off, that's not the right word, but I thought like, oh no, I'm not going to do that because I don't really just see myself as an educator, like I don't really, I don't know. Yeah, obviously I've been doing this a long time and I know my shit, but I don't consider myself a teacher. But he was like, well, just give it some thought. You can do whatever you want. Originally he suggested like how to be a cam girl, but I was like, it's not that I'm not a cam girl, but that's not quite right, And then I got the idea of like how to be a financial dominatrix. And he told me I can do whatever I want. So I was like, all right, well, how about this? How about like instead of like handing out, giving out handouts and doing demonstrations or whatever. Like, what if I just told a story? Like, kind of like if you guys saw my mystery box performance. Like, what if I just told the story of like how I began in financial domination and what I've learned along the way? And so that's what I ended up doing. And it was a big hit. Like, it went really well in Sydney. And yeah, it went so well that Portland Film Festival asked me to do it as well. It amazes me that they trusted me to do it because, like, at neither festival, no one asked to see it first. They're just like, yeah, just whatever, we'll sell tickets to it. Like, I could have just been like standing there, just like, I don't know, fucking with people, and they would have no idea. So, luckily, their trust was not misplaced. Anyways, I have not answered your question. The video of it, we recorded both of them, but I think I did better in Sydney than I did in Portland, so I'll probably post the Sydney one, and I will likely put it up on YouTube within a week. I think I'm going to try and post it maybe before I go. I don't know, I'm going to run it by Julian, but pretty soon. We did plan on putting it up around the release to kind of, you know, gain exposure and all that. But Mike, you were a subject. I talked about you in my workshop. So when I have it edited, I'm going to make just kind of an unlisted link, and I'm going to show it to you ahead of time. So just so you can check it out. And, you know, if you have any issues with it, you can just let me know. Do you know how much DD Blu-ray and streaming has been bought? No, I don't know what our numbers are at all. Apparently we'll know in April. But I have noticed that they raised the price of the Blu-ray, so it must be selling a lot. What kind of career things are you looking forward to in 2020? More of the same? Goals? Is it always financial? Yeah, I think it's always financial, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really have any, like, specific. I don't have any new goals, I should say. It's kind of one of those, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, excuse me. I put out 3 new videos a year, 3 videos a year, 3 videos a week, and I like to keep that up because that seems to be a good system for me. Yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing because it's working really well. Apologies if already asked. What do you think makes you so much more enticing than other doms? I have no idea, guys. I don't know. Am I more enticing than other doms? That sounds like I'm fishing for compliments. I'm not. I don't know. I don't really think that highly of myself. I don't really fucking get it. But whatever I'm doing, it seems to be working. Would Brody ever be in one of your clips asking for a friend? That would be pretty cool, huh? I don't know. Sometimes we DM each other. But, yeah, that would be fun. I'd love to get some of the Portland strippers in my clips. I don't usually do clips with other girls, though, these days. I noticed that, like, I used to all the time. If you guys have been following me a while, you know that I used to do trade content with other doms. And then I realized that the clips that I did with other doms didn't really sell any better than the clips of just me. So as I, you know, kind of built friendships with other doms, I didn't want to, when I saw them, I didn't want to work with them. I wanted to just hang out. So I don't really do it very often anymore. My 2 preferred scene of the movie were the kiss scene with Cassie and all the pressure during this, and the scene at the end with ex-girlfriend of Julian. Are you filming this now? The face of Julian with the light on the camera is insane. Such a good scene. I agree. Sarah, his ex-girlfriend, she's such a good actress. That really is his ex-girlfriend, by the way. That breakup footage was real breakup footage of him breaking up with his girlfriend, or her breaking up with him after a 10-year relationship. I remember when we met, Julie and I met, that he was just they were going through that breakup. And yeah, I remember him telling me that he recorded it and he just like had a feeling that it was going to be used in the film. He didn't really know how. And yeah, that's a funny scene. Well, it's not a funny scene. The funny part about that scene is that when people get cocky about like knowing which parts are real and which aren't, they usually say something to the effect of like, "Oh, that breakup scene was so fake." Yeah, all right, dum-dums. What are your favorite scenes? I like, I think after the sex scene where Julian and I are talking is the best one. Because it's like that's when the movie really turns, you know, and our characters are really established and everything just kind of kicks off from there. I think it's really powerful. I love the old footage of Julian. So cute. Do you think your year-long public play with Fairy has matured and refined your online dom skills? No. I've been a dom since, the day I was born. Just bossing guys around. Totally innate. It's in my blood. It's in my fucking DNA. That's why I can't do workshops, because, you can't teach what comes naturally. Is the diamond experience real, or is it just part of the movie? I don't know, man. You should check my website. See if it's there. All right. Got a few minutes left, guys. Can a loser who pays you ever become a real man? It's like a Pinocchio question. Needs to be a real boy. All right, guys. You want to say hi, Hypatia? That little cutie. Say hi to everyone. Anyone have any questions for Hypatia? Wow, she is really just mesmerized by herself. Anyways. Oh, shit. I just rolled my dress. Latest favorite book, movie. Please turn us on to something that you've loved lately. I love your taste. All right, you guys want to know a secret? I shouldn't tell anyone this, but I don't really like movies. I like my movie, but I just have a really short attention span. My friends make fun of me for it all the time. Like it's crazy the movies I haven't seen, like total classics. Like people are always just like, "Oh my god, how have you not seen Ghostbusters or whatever?" So I am the worst person to ask about favorite movie. I'm trying to think. Book. Sapiens is a good book that I've read. Ooh, I've read a memoir called, I think it's Castle in the Sky. That is amazing. It's intense. It's about this, I think she's a Canadian girl who goes to Somalia and gets kidnapped by Islamic extremists for like a year and a half or something crazy. And oh my god, it is harrowing. And the writing is just incredible. I fucking love that book. All right, guys, we're getting to an hour. Gotta go tend to my turducken, but this has been a lot of fun. thank you guys for helping make Use Me happen. And hey, if you haven't left a review on Amazon, please, please, please leave me a review. Leave us a review. Leave me a review too. It really helps us out. So if you can do that, that would be incredible. And yeah, thank you guys for the support. All right, I'll see you on Twitter. Goodbye.